Got to be careful in this day and age with the internet and rumors galore that you are not taken advantage of or misled in any particular fashion by things that you may hear, see, or read. And that does include myself. If I say anything, you guys usually fact check me in the comment section, very attentive, and will pretty much fact check me and be like, nope, this is not the correct situation. The reason that I'm bringing this up is because the internet was in an absolute frenzy today. The Kirby Joseph, the safety for the Detroit Lions, put out a tweet. Let me show you what it was. He just simply tweeted, well, it was on Instagram, and he put the number 97 with a blue heart. Internet started freaking out. I had people contacting me, asking me if I know anything, trying to figure out was something wrong. And Detroit Lions Twitter, because that's where we live. And, you know, I've kind of been guilty of it myself because that's just where we live. That's the day and age we live in. That people were assuming that Kirby was talking about something being wrong with our defensive end, Aidan Hutchinson. And then you couple that with the Pat McAfee show. This thing, Kirby, this is how powerful and very dangerous social media can be. And that includes myself, right? And YouTube. Pat McAfee on his show, I guess Evan Fox, which is the residential Lions fan, must have been jabbering off the air about this same tweet from Kirby or Instagram post from Kirby Joseph saying that Aidan Hutchinson got injured. That was what people derived from this Instagram post. Then Kirby Joseph followed it with Ash Ketchum from Pokemon crying. So the internet is ablaze, right? Now, mind you, there is no practice. The guys are still off. Hutch doesn't have to report until this coming Tuesday, the 23rd. We know that in the contract, in these guys' contract, they cannot do certain things. Hutch even said on the air, a video I was watching, there are certain things you can't do. It's part of your contract. You might not be able to ride a four-wheeler and do certain things. So while the internet is going crazy trying to figure out what could have happened to Hutch, I'm thinking there's no way. If Hutch is hurt, it's from a freak accident. He tripped and fell. He was in a car accident, something out of his control is how he got hurt. Well, turns out that Kirby Joseph, I'll show you what Kirby was referring to. Kirby Joseph, Aidan Hutchinson is just fine. Let me get that out the way. He is referring to his former teammate, Bobby Roundtree, who passed away 3 years ago. His last tweet was the 15th of July, 2021. Why is this significant? That is the person that Aidan Hutchinson was talking about. Well, why is this significant? This is significant because Bobby Roundtree, he died 3 years ago yesterday. 3 years ago was the third anniversary of his death. Bobby Roundtree, a former Illinois fighting, I forgot how to say that, standout defensive lineman, has died. He was 23. Roundtree suffered a serious spinal cord injury during a boating and swimming accident in Tampa Bay on May 18th, 2019. So he had that injury for over 2 years before he passed and had been working on his rehabilitation there for more than 18 months. And I don't want to go on the Twitter because seeing people who are no longer with us, like their last moments or the last kind of footage of them, is kind of eerie to me. But if you go on his Twitter, okay, it is at Bobby Roundtree 97. I guess he was number 97. You can see him doing some rehab just a few kind of days before this tweet. And that is the 97 that Kirby Joseph was referring to when he put the Instagram post. But check this out. Kirby Joseph must know how after a day, okay, a day of people absolutely losing their mind, Kirby Joseph just posted this about an hour ago. I guess he must have caught wind. And I don't know if somebody DM'd him or tried to reach out to him or what, but he posted 97, Honolulu Blue Heart, and he reposted this tweet. Now, it took some, I did not find this, okay? I am not the guy that found this. Some internet detectives did some research and found it. And that's the whole point of this thing. Do as much research as you can. Now, I know that I have been, we talk about tweets and cryptic tweets and all of this other stuff. But you know what's crazy is that a lot of those tweets do have merit. They do. We'll hear, for instance, the Isaiah Bugs. Isaiah Bugs was doing all this tweeting, but we had heard before that there were some things going on, right? And when we've covered a tweet, a cryptic tweet, it usually has some type of merit. But this came out of nowhere a week before the guys report, less than a week before the guys report to training camp, and it had the entire internet freaking out. But just do a little bit more research, right? When I bring a video up, yes, I make mistakes when I speak and I'll say the wrong thing. I made several today. I made several during this video. It happens. But when I make a video, I try to do as much research as possible before I make the video about a particular subject. Do I do all the research? No. But I try to do enough that I'll at least have the correct information. So this has been the case all day. I have no inside sources and things like that, but I think it's an honor for people to think that I do. That's one of the goals that I have. Before I retire and hang up host duties for Lions Syndicate, two things I want to happen. I want the Lions to have invited me somewhere as an influencer, quote unquote, right? And two, for me to have my own insider, for the Syndicate to have insiders. That would be fantastic. But Aidan Hutchinson is just fine. He's probably somewhere like, what in the world is this? I mean, this thing made it all the way to Pat McAfee. So you got to know Hutch is, and when he does hear about it, he going to be like, man, what in the world? I wouldn't be surprised if during some interview he mentions this whole thing. Aidan Hutchinson is fine. This was in reference to Bobby Roundtree, a teammate of Kirby Joseph, who passed away. And Kirby actually tweeted this today, but it was 3 years and a day after the anniversary. So the third anniversary of Bobby's death. And again, this was the last tweet. Stay humble and keep elevating. And that was the day before he passed away. Number 97 for the fighting. How do you say that? Illini? That just doesn't sound right. But I probably butchered that, but it's okay. I'm only human. So Aidan Hutchinson just fine. Shout out to Kirby Joseph, who came in there and after all day cleaned it up. And shout out to all the detectives, man, who figured out. Shout out to everybody that reached out to me. It's an honor that you think I have somebody. Keep doing that, man. Maybe you can make something happen. Shout out to everybody on Twitter. This was nerve-wracking and kind of entertaining at the same time. I was absolutely terrified. I'm thinking of all these things in my head. What if something happened to Hutch? How would I react? What am I going to do? I'm going to lose my mind. You know what's funny? For the people that want to label Aidan Hutchinson a bust, think about this moment, because the internet was freaking out. They were freaking out. Okay. So that's how valuable. If you took Hutch away from our team, you would take a third of the 2023 sacks. You would take 1/3 of them away. The dude had 14 and a half during the season in the playoffs. Oh my God. All I'm thinking is, what could it be? How bad is it? How long is he going to be out? Are we going to get somebody? Is Matthew Judon coming here? Yannick Ngakoue? Is Brad Holmes upset with himself? Like, that's where I was going. So be careful what you read, hear, and see wherever it is, including me. I might be an AI, an illusion. I might not even be here. I don't know, man. But everybody can take a deep breath. Hutch is fine, man. Our season is still intact. This channel is brought to you by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Don't believe everything you see, hear, or even read. I might not even be real. Ooh.